येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम्
येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम्
अधिगम्य महेश्वरात्
अधिगम्य महेश्वरात्
अधिगम्य महेश्वरात्
कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तम्
कृष्णं
कृत्स्नं
व्याकरणं प्रोक्तम्
व्याकरणं प्रोक्तम्
तस्मै पाणिनये नमः.
तस्मै पाणिनवे
तस्मै
नमः।
पाणिनये नमः.
So, thank you. This is what our the whole shloka tells about not only why we salute Panini, because he has given us a complete grammar, Krishnam Vyakaranam Proktam. And on what basis? After obtaining the Akshara Samamnaya. What do we know? The alphabet or Varnam, but this is the phonetic alphabet. What Panini has given is this Akshara Samamnaya. How he got it? He has obtained it from Maheshwarat, from Maheshwara Shiva. That's why the alphabet of Panini is known as Shiva Sutra, because he has obtained Adhigamya Maheshwara. He has obtained from Maheshwara. What he has obtained? Akshara Samamnaya. So what do we call Varnamala or Dhwani? Whatever way we know, we'll try to explain, and this is the all objective of grammar, to explain what is your sound system and how sounds are used, how many ways they are used, right? So this is all our everyday will be prayer to know the objective, to understand the concept of Vyakaranam. So in the first class, we had seen that how many sentences are used from, or how one sentence is reproduced in many languages. How many languages? I think maybe 10 or so. We have mostly covered Indian languages. From south, all are there. From north, also all are there. Now look at this. These are the Hindi, Malayalam, Tamil, Kannada, Odia, Telugu, Sanskrit, Bengali, Russian. And since Khareji, I hope you are from Maharashtra, Mumbai. Rajiv Khareji, you are from Maharashtra. It's not. Anyway, as Hazar Sweetie has joined, and we will try to collect sentences from each language known to all of us.
Sir, excuse me, I am from UP, but I
Oh,
understand fully Marathi.
oh, very good. Can you add, look at these sentences we have given in different languages. Can you add Marathi?
Uh,
Rama, Ram,
हाँ
Dhari, Jatos.
हाँ राम घरी जातोस. हाँ.
Yes, I know also little because I.
हाँ. हाँ.
So,
जातोस both
हाँ.
can be done.
But for okay, for Ram Ghari Jatos, ठीक है?
हाँ, जातोस.
So anybody knows any Indian language, first we will take it. Even a foreign language, already we have taken Russian. So
Yes.
in addition to that, this will be our first group of sentences. That is what Deepa will show you. The second group is going to show now. Yes, look at this. This is the second group of sentences which I would like to see that the double dot, the colon represent the dirgha. ठीक है? The colon represent dirgha. Ramah griham gacchati. Dasaratha. Sorry. No, it is Dasarathi. Deepa, please correct. It is Dasarathi. Dasaratihi gruham gacchati. Sitapatihi gruham gacchati. Ayodhya sasakaha gruham gacchati. Dasaratihi. Now, the first group which I had given. Now, what is my intention? My intention is to know first what we know about our own languages. The first intention is to know what we know, how much we know. You claim you know Marathi, you claim you know Odia, you claim you know Tamil. Whatever you speak, what do you speak? How far it is correct? How do you say it is correct? So first we should know what we know. Then only we can know others. So the idea is that the knowledge we have, the language we use to communicate, why we are not able to understand everything and why you need somebody's help. Why do you need grammar? So our object is first to introduce with know your own language, whatever you speak, whatever you know, how do you call it is correct. Second is why you need grammar. Next is why do you need Panini's grammar? Why only Panini? Next is why linguistics? Why we should join Panini with linguistics? What is the connection between grammar and linguistics? See, unless we know this basic, concept, these are the first thing that one should know. Then only we will read some. Why do you need Panini? Not for pleasure. One of the scholar gave her view that there is something maybe factually not correct. True. But how whether it is correct or not, how do you know? Our aim is whatever facts you have, you should know that is correct or not. How we can understand that what is correct? How grammar makes it correct? Why do you need grammar? Whatever facts you know, you can only verify with grammar. That's why grammar is the medium, grammar is the method through which you can verify the fact. So it depends upon what kind of grammar. It must be a good grammar, systematic, scientific, logical. Then only you can accept. No, there are so many grammars in your languages. Do you follow all? Do you read all the grammars? We need a grammar which can explain all the things that we know. The main objective of grammar is, according to Patanjali, asandehartham adhyayam vyakaranam. Asandeha means there should not be any doubt. Whatever we know, how much they are doubtless, how much is correct, unless we know, we will not read anything. So this is what the basic object is, to introduce what grammar means or what grammar helps in what way, to what extent. It is not reading Panini, it is reading languages that we speak. Why Panini is referred to or why Panini is remembered? He appears to be the most complete grammar. His grammar is appeared to be most Krushnam Vyakaran. Everybody reads. Everybody, how it is complete, how it is perfect, why it is continuing, why it is not changing. That aspect we should look at. Why should you read? Because there is something that has not been changed. Why? We speak so many languages, but we have many doubts. According to me, most of our doubts, I will not say all doubts, most of our doubts we have about our languages can be clarified logically with the help of Panini's grammar. Because we know all, particularly first, all Indian languages that we know can be very well explained grammatically, that all languages are correct. All languages are good. We have to verify our knowledge system. So Panini is the only
This call is now being recorded.
help for all these doubts to be clear. So in the first class, I told you, first we should know how many sentences are there in our language. Nobody knows. Then how do you claim that I know the language? How many sentences are there? How do you master it? You say I am the master of the Sanskrit or Hindi or Gujarati or Marathi. Master Sanskrit. What mastery you have? So now let us know how many sentences are there in a language? Which everybody claims, I know. But when you ask, what do you know? You do not know. I cannot say. So now let us know how many sentences are there in a language. So I have given you the first group in the first lecture. This is the second group. I have given in Sanskrit. You can try to use in your language. So we know Ramaha Gruham Gacchati, Ram is going home. That English sentence we are taking. Now whether you use different, is it they are available in your Indian languages first or not? Whether you understand this or not. If you understand, how do you understand them? Is there the relation of these sentences with the previous one which we gave in the first? Will you call the same or different? Sentences we have given in the first class in all these languages. Whether as a speaker of those languages, do you understand this sentence or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Yes, please.
Yes, sir, we understand, sir.
So that means what? The sentences which we have produced in the first class are also connected with this.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So will you call them one sentence or many sentences? So just see, are they same or different? If you say they are same, how they are same?
So
Why
maybe
is it separate?
sentences.
Yeah, please.
By meaning they are same, sir.
By meaning they are same, but
by expression, they are expressed in different ways, sir.
so the way we speak, right? The way we express, communicate. So there is a difference. So even they are one, we speak them differently, right? Everyone should first clarify yourself. Any doubt on this? What we have in the first group, this is another group. Why it is another group? Just look at why it is called separate group. Though have the same meaning, still we make it a separate group. Can anybody find the difference? And where is the difference? If you take Sanskrit Ramaha Griham Gacchati, now what is happening here? I am just taking example from Sanskrit because so that by that you know the language and we can analyze with all other languages, we can connect. And once we know this language, we can bring Panini, what Panini did, how Panini's grammar is capable of explaining the differences between sentences, and what we know so many sentences, how Panini restricts, right? So I am giving in Sanskrit as the example. You can now immediately to your language, you try to keep it and try to give the sentences. Please write separate notes and send to us in your own language for these sentences. So first thing is the sentence which you had Ramaha Gruham Gacchati in that group. Now it is, now what are these sentences? Are they same or different? We say same. Where is the sameness? Meaning is same or any other thing is same? Where is the difference? Then why you have put 4 sentences? What about the rest 3?
So we know
The
more
subject
about
is being
Rama.
described
So this
differently.
is, so what you get here, where is the difference in these sentences? Not in
Sub-
the meaning, but in the
Only
Subject is being
subject is changing.
decided.
Only subject is changing.
Yes, so the
Yes.
pattern is same.
So that means whatever is used as the base or basic, it has some other factors or some other qualities which are also used as the subject of a sentence. What we know subject, the subject is not only one, the subject is also used with its all other forms. Right? When you say Rama, you can say also Dasarathi, no? So what you are doing? Meaning remains same, but you are changing the form here. Or you can say Sitapatihi. one can say, Ayodhya Sasaka. So I am taking Sasaka particularly. Can you add anything more? Just think. We have these three varieties used in the place of Ram. Take any word you are using in your language. You have all these three types of things or different. Think, you have to think, because grammar is to think, not just to read. What you know
May I
first,
step in, sir? I just have just
please
1 minute.
introduce.
This
Yes,
is
yes,
Bhaskar.
please. Now you open your please video and tell us.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, in these 4 sentences,
Yeah.
there may be some students who are not aware that these are paryaya of Rama itself.
Correct.
So we have Rama, Dasharathi is as in he's from the Dasharatha Kula. Sitapati, he's the husband of Sita. Ayodhyayah Shasaka. This is written slightly wrong. Should be Shasaka, not Sashaka.
Huh?
So
That the Shah is yeah. Deepa,
Yeah.
please correct. First Shah is you can alter the Shah.
it should be
Shasana.
Ayodhyayah.
Yes.
There should be two yas.
No, I will
Ayodhya,
come.
yeah.
I will come. This is the Ayodhya
Yeah.
Sasaka is one word we have taken here.
Yeah.
It is a compound.
Okay, then it is a samasa.
compound.
Ayodhya
Yes.
Shasaka.
Yes.
Okay.
So now,
So
1 second.
these
What
are
we are getting
paryaya
here?
of the same man.
Yes,
So,
as you
for
said.
example,
As
my
you
name
said,
is Bhaskar.
yes,
People may call me, my mother may call me by a pet name, some other name,
correct.
but it is referring to the same person.
Fine.
So, in a similar way, these are all 4 names of the same person.
Same person. So, but
And
we
therefore
say
they are
there are
referring to
4
the same subject.
sentences, right? How there are 4? It is, as you said, it is Paryayavachi. Now, Paryayavachi, here what kind of Paryayavachi? See, you have Puspam. Puspa can be also Sumanas.
Kusum.
Then another way of Parya. Yes?
Kusum.
Kusum was also there. Now, question is it the same Paryayavachi? As we know, Paryaya means synonyms. Synonyms means which gives you alternative names. Okay. So, like flower, we are having, for in Sanskrit, we have so many Paryayavachi Shabdas. Like for Puspa, you have what you call that, Kushuma, or you can say Shumanas, like that. This is one way Paryayavachi. Now, the words which are used here, Dasaratihi, Sitapatihi, Ayodhya Sasaka, are they synonyms or not? Since they are Paryayavachi, so one question is, one sentence is multiplied into 3 only by changing one word
Yes.
or replacing by the words. But these words are different from the synonyms we generally know. Right? So the question is, what is it? So will you call them synonyms or you will call something else? Is it only in Sanskrit or in all languages? Try to think.
So in all languages.
So that means we follow the same pattern or the same rule or the same principle to generate sentences, to produce sentences. So you know only one sentence, but you replace the words in one category, so you get more sentences, right? So you know one or many. If you know one correctly, you can see that they are going to be, you can multiply, you are only multiplying. So whatever we speak, if we know the rule, you can multiply them according to your knowledge, according to your necessity, one can do. Possible. We are talking of possibility. How it is possible? Because all these are possible because we know one meaning, it has one meaning. Only forms are differing. We speak differently. We try to use we change the words according to our need, context. So now if this is one set, so you are all these four also will go with the previous one, right? So they all belong to one semantic unit, one vakya. If we will say the vakyartha, if we understand, they represent one meaning. They represent one meaning, complete meaning, which we call sentence or vakya. Now how this, but there is a difference between them. Not between languages, but within the language, the sentences are differentiated. They are used in this manner. So only in this, so here you have to look at, these are four. One is what we know as the basic, and the rest three are its paryayas or alternative. What kind of paryayas? That we should know. So the difference we make, we must know why the difference, how does the difference come, just like that, or there is something, very much essential, or we want to know. So let us see. These only four. If you take one is the basic, all the three are its
Paryaya.
alternative, paryaya. Now these four cannot be extended to five. Possible?
Possible, sir.
But yes, give me a sentence.
Hanuman Prabhu Graham Gachati.
Pardon?
Hanuman Prabhu Graham Gachati.
Now, is it the same? Is it a same type or different?
Hanuman Prabhu means Ram.
You are telling something. That is why Hanuman Prabhu Sitapati is same, no? Type. See this. If you say Hanuman Prabhu, you are saying Sitapati. You can say Dasharatha Putra. You can say Kaushalya Nandana. Everything can be expanded.
Yes.
So that way, this is same or different?
It is same.
One type. So here, look at this type. We are talking of number of sentences, but we use different types of sentences which represent one meaning. So there is one first. First one is, if you take as the basic, the other sentences are its alternatives and how they come in what. Just look at this here, the number. In the previous group, we have given only one sentences. So I have taken only Sanskrit sentence. One sentence I have taken. So each sentence gives you three alternatives. Okay? Look at the numbers. We are not simply talking of sentences, but we are talking of now numbers. Why do you need numbers? Unless you have a complete number or complete set. This is a set. Unless you have a set, we will not be able to find out what is the set. How does it form a set? So what is the rule behind it? So we have to give the reason. If it is a fact, how do you accept it? How do you correct it? How do you know these are only four? Why you cannot have five? That is thing that we should know. In any language we know, what we find is, so first we have to confirm ourselves. Yes, these are the four types of sentences that is available in our languages. Yes or no? Four types of sentences we are using. Yes or no? That you think, so that's why you have given 1 week always, whether you can make any addition. Unless you fix your data, you cannot make a rule. You cannot decide whether it is right or wrong. So first thing is, a grammar always. How it is a complete grammar is, complete means you should not have exceptions. A grammar should explain in such a way that what is used is only explained, what is not used is not necessary. That is why the grammarians are called, their objectives, prayoga anusaranaha vyakarana. Prayoga. Important is prayoga. What is used, we must verify. If these 4 sentences are used, is it used? How therefore? And whether it is used in all the languages or not. Then we can say the Sanskrit can be linked or Sanskrit can be applied or any other language can be applied to Sanskrit, whichever way you want. Look at your mother tongue, try to compare with Sanskrit. You take a sentence, whether they link with Sanskrit or not. If we explain one grammar, which grammar can explain whether it is a Marathi grammar or Odia grammar can explain these and differences? Or only Panini can explain? The object is why you need Panini, that Panini has answers for all these differences that we get today. We are using, but we do not know why they are different, how they are different. So only this is the basic purpose of grammar. What is that? Asandehartham adhyayam vyakaranam. Grammar is used to clarify your doubts. But if you don't have doubt, what you are going to clarify? Why you need Vyakarana? So that's why you don't bother for Vyakarana. Because you don't have doubts. You do not know what you know. You never verify. You do not verify what is a word, how many words are there, how many sentences there. Everybody claims, I know, I am the great. Let us just know ourselves, the knowledge we have obtained, how far it is complete, how far it is perfect. So according to the modern terminology, it is perfection, no? You accept only which is perfect. And how do you know it is perfect? It is satisfied, clarify your doubts. So the objective is very clear that unless you clarify your doubts, you do not know the difference between X and Y. So the knowledge about language we have, if you take these sentences, you will very well understand that what do you know about your language you speak. And what Panini did. Why we need Panini. Whatever doubts you have, try to collect your doubts, and if we can clarify, then only we should go to Panini. Otherwise, why you should read Panini? So it is not, though it is introductory class, you should not think that you can just come, sit and go. It is more for your work, homework. You have to think, clarify your doubts. Whatever doubts you have about your language, any language you know, whether it is Odia, English, Sanskrit, any language we know, we must be able to verify how far Panini is good, why grammar is necessary, why Panini's grammar is required, why you should join the class, for what purpose. It is not to learn Sanskrit, but to learn about your own language. Sanskrit is telling what you speak correctly, but you do not know what is correct, how it is correct. Okay, now it is first clarification. Now let us take the another set. Yes. Look at this. I hope everybody understands. If you don't understand, please ask the meanings. Saha Gramam Gacchati, he is going to village. We have kept the rest of things same.
Yes.
Only we are seeing the differences in the first set. Right? So Tvam Gramam Gruham Gacchasi. Aham Gramam Gruham Gacchami. Are they same or different?
Subject is changing, sir.
Pardon, subject is?
Changing.
So rest of things remain same.
Yes.
So what is the difference now? Previous one also we had the change, alternatives, no? But here, is it alternatives? Paryayavachi?
So we have used pronouns.
First person, second person, third person.
So who told you first person? So how do you know? Look at this. How do you know? So now what is coming here? There are one sentence or three sentences.
3 sentences.
Yes?
Yes.
So now you are saying they are 3. Why? Previous ones we took as 1. Now what we are getting here is, we are telling it is 3. Why? Yes? Why it is 3?
3 types of subjects are there, sir.
So this, what you are saying, we have 3 subjects.
Subjects.
Yes.
Rest are same. But how do you
Yes.
know 3 subjects? How do you know? How do you know 3 subjects? Why you are making difference here? On what basis? The previous sentences, we had 3 different words used for the subject. Rest of things remain same. Right? In this group, why you are measuring 3 subjects? There it was 1 subject. In all the previous cases, 2 groups, we got subject is 1. Whereas in this group, what we find? Where is the difference? What is the difference?
The subject is different. Three different persons, and the form of the verb is different according
Form
to
of the
verb.
verb. So difference comes here because of
Subject.
subject as well as, how do you know difference is between subject? How do you know this?
3 different persons.
How do you know there are 3
The verb, sir.
different
Verb.
from the verb? Look at
Verb.
this. The difference in sentence, how do you know?
Sir, in aham, sa and tam both are there.
Where?
In aham.
How?
Aham means we
Aham
all.
means I. Aham means I. Okay.
Okay. That is vayam.
I.
That is vayam. Vayam means both
No,
are
no.
there. Yes.
Don't go to plural now. We are
Yes, yes,
talking all in
yes.
singular.
Yes.
First, let us know what is the difference.
Yes.
First, make difference within one category. Right? So, first, these all are, we have taken all in singular. If you know the singular, you can make plural, dual, whatever way you want. But first, singular is required or not. So, difference first, if it is in singular only, you can multiply to dual, plural, etc., etc. Right?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So, we should know. So, there are 3 because there are those, here the subjects are different. How do you know? From the verb. Not the whole verb, but look at the end, verbal ending. The difference between sentences or the types of sentences, how do we know? This is marked by the verbal suffixes, or we call them pratyayas. In English, they say marker. Now, so what we are saying here is, how many sentences are there in a language? Yes? How many sentences are there in a language or in your language? You know?
So infinite number of sentences.
Infinite number, but how do you understand?
So because basically we have rules, and on the basis of those rules,
So what
we
is
can-
that rule? What is that rule?
Grammar.
Yeah, grammar, yes.
Grammar is written only. What is that rule? Here is the rule. Look at this. What is the rule here?
So we have subject, object, and verb, and then we can replace
So
these
when we are
positions.
saying it is 3, on what basis?
When
So because-
subject is changing,
Verb is changing.
Verb is changing.
Verb will,
So
verb
that
will
means
change.
how many subjects we have? How many subjects you have?
3
Three
subjects.
subjects.
Only 3. Don't say 3 subjects. We can say 3 types of subjects.
3 types of
3
subjects.
types.
Okay. How do we know these are 3 types subject? Because they are conditioned by the markers.
Pratyaya, sir.
The markers differ accordingly. So the language tells us it is the prayoga. In prayoga, what we are doing? we are using them in 3 ways. So how many sentences you know? Nobody can answer. It can be any number. But when you say you know the language, how do you say this? They are basically only 3 sentences. As many sentences you know in your language, try to verify whether they are same or are they different. Sentences you know in your language, are they beyond this scope or any fourth variety? You have to think. You have to think whether you know 3 or more than 3. What you know, you speak differently. But what you know exactly, they are basically 3. The rest are multiplied, generated. I am not telling this. This is what grammar tells. This is what Panini tells you. Will come when we will read. Why you need Panini? He explains you whatever you difference you find in a language. He helps to make understand that what you know is correct. How do you know is also correct. That is the job of the grammar. A speaker does not know how much he knows, but a grammarian knows how do you know, how do you speak. So it is, we have a finite, but we can talk of infinite. We know the infinite, we understand the infinite only on the basis of a finite. Unless you know the finite set, you cannot enter to this whole world. Knowledge is very vast, very multifarious, you can find. But how do you grasp them? So it is here only in Sanskrit or in every language. Because it Panini told you should follow, or you are following which Panini is only explaining that what you claim, what do you know, this is the thing you know, try to look at, verify. So that is why the grammar only tells you that what you know is correct. Nobody else can tell. What is correct? So there is a system. There is a linking process between subject and verb. It's most important, most vital in understanding. What is a sentence? Can you define? Think how to define a sentence. This is one aspect. Just I wanted to tell that beyond this, if you have any other sentence, you can think. But look at, this is the basic. Will you call it structure? How do you understand the meaning? How will you understand the meaning? Just because of word or something else beyond that? Is it the structure that gives you meaning? Everything is here when you are going to study grammar. What you are going to study? What is there in grammar? Is it the only rule of sentence, only this thing or something else? Now you say 3 different subjects. Okay, what is a subject? When you say it is a subject, you must know what is a subject. We should know. Grammarian has to tell you. Whatever you know, try to get clarified. Asandhyartham adhyayam vyakaranam. Is it subject? These are all subjects. Now, I will give one sentence to look at. Everybody knows. We say, what is a pen? How do you understand the pen?
Pen is with which we write, sir.
So, pen writes. How do you know it is a pen? Pen only writes, no?
Yes.
So, is it a sentence? Pen writes. Look
We
at
understand. We understand.
How do you understand?
we are used to.
Is it different from these three?
It doesn't have an object.
First thing
Pen is
sentence
writing
or,
to.
no, wait. Go first. Know whether it is a sentence or not. If it's a subject, first, what is a sentence? You need object in every sentence. Is it possible? He sleeps. He sleeps.
No.
So we do not need object in
So
each
object is optional.
optional. Yes, sir.
So what is mandatory?
Subject and verb.
So what is a sentence? Which must have minimum two things, no?
Two things. Yes, sir.
So then what you have to do? You have to understand what is subject. We say always subject. If you say Ramah gacchati, or Ramah likhati, pen api likhati, no, kalamam likhati. Are they same or different?
So if I just say Gachami
Just one request, those who are sitting in the classroom, please see that others do not interfere. Please, the sounds are coming. So look at this. When you say Rama gacchati, likhati, you can say also Kalamam likhati. Ramaha pachati, we can say also pot cooks. Are they same or different? These are the matters, doubts to be clarified, no? We use them randomly, correctly, but we do not know the difference. If somebody asks, are they same or different? Yes? If you say subject, so Rama likhati, Ram likhta hai, Raman Ardhikiran, only what you are doing, changing the verbal root. Right? We'll come to that. So the question is, when you say this, how do you say? What is the difference? How do you make the difference? We directly say, yes, both are same. But whether the subject is same or different. Meaning is same, no? Rama likhati, you are a pen also likhati, kalamam likhati. When any number of sentence we add in our language, how they are added? How do you add them? On your wish? On your wish we are using the language?
No, sir.
Can anybody speak anything he likes? If you are going out of the academic class, you can talk anything, anywhere, anything. But when you come to language, grammar, you cannot just talk anything you like, isn't it? Can you use any word anywhere you like?
No, sir.
Why? Who stops you?
Rules.
So these are the basic questions that we need. Why you need grammar? Grammar is, I would like to make difference between grammar and linguistics. First grammar and Vyakarana, then we'll go to linguistics. Our word is Vyakarana. What is the word Vyakarana? You must know first. So whatever we use, like a subject, you must know what is subject. Similarly, whenever you are using a word, you must know. Then only you can clarify to somebody. It is understanding, clarifying ourselves, then only we can clarify others, no? If I don't understand, how can I make you understand? As much I understand, I am trying to make you understand that where is the difference. So the way, the Vyakarana word, Vyakarana means, according to our tradition, Patanjali gives, Vyakriyate anena iti. Yes, look at this. Vyakriyate anena. Vyakriyate means analysis, analyzed. Anena means by which, what, by this, by which you analyze. What do you analyze? So next you tells you Vyakriyante sabdaha anena iti, by which the words are analyzed. Okay? Vyakriyante sabdaha anena iti. Vyakaranam. So Vyakarana is nothing but analysis. The meaning is here direct approach that Vyakaran is nothing but analysis of a language. It can be science. What is science? With which it is a method, no? By which you can understand something, you can analyze something, scientific analysis. If you say science, you feel it is great. If you say Vyakarana, do you know the science? You will say, okay, very nice. If you say Vyakarana, what is there in Vyakarana? Vyakarana is the science of everything. Every science has grammar. In English they say, no. Grammar means what? Your system. Even in your, whether it is in arts or science, everything is science nowadays called, no? Economic science, political science. Everybody wants to attach the word science. Why? Because everything is understood with certain rules. There are some basic rules which helps you to understand. But word grammar, if you look at, it is not analysis. The grammar is a Greek word which means grammatike techne. Grammatike techne means art of letters, art of writing, not speaking. It is an art of writing which is recorded. But more we are concerned is how do you analyze? That is important for us. Then comes how do you write? So writing and analyzing goes, though they are similar. So the word grammar is used. We are more frequent, very happy and acquainted. But when you say grammar or say Vyakarana, then people think it is traditional. So Vyakarana is more science than arts because it analyzes the facts with the pramana. So this is difference between grammar and Vyakarana. Vyakriyante Shabdaha, one should know. The words are analyzed. The sentences, here Shabda, when you say Vyakriyante Shabdaha, Shabda means in Sanskrit, not just word as we translate. For us, Shabda is everything. Shabda Brahma. Shabda is sound. Shabda is also word. Shabda is also sentence. Shabda is also artha. We don't have Shabda without artha. Bhagartha vivasamprukto. Kalidas has written, everybody quotes. Bhag and artha are not separable. Sound meaning, I told you in the first class, sound meaning relation is for us, for Indian tradition, for Paninians, for Paniniya, the followers of the Paninian tradition. Sabdartha Nitya. Nitya means eternal, which is different from the linguistic concepts. They do not agree with the Nityatva. They believe everything we make. For us, we don't make anything. What is there, we are only using. It is prayoga. So we don't believe there is a sound without meaning. So there, Sabdartha Sambandha is Nitya. Nitya means eternal. So it is given in Bhartruhari. Nityaha Sabdartha Sambandhaha. Samamnataha Maharsivi. You will get when you will come. Just I am telling. Who are these Maharshis? Panining Sutrakarancha. Vakyakarang Bararuchim. And Bhashyakara Patanjali. They are called the three Munis. I'll just a small thing, deviation in the sense, I'm telling. Panini's Vyakarana is not written. We say it is Panini Vyakarana, but Panini is not understood by sutras alone. It is called Trimuni Vyakarana. It is called Trimuni Vyakarana. Why Panini is followed also? Panini only wrote the sutras, 4,000 sutras. In 5th century BC. The term, time differs, 5th century BC. He wrote only sutras. No example, no explanation. After 100 years or 200 years, Katyayana, you can call it 3rd or 4th century, who found out some deviations. So people or the scholars writing Nyaya, Vimamsa, all other Shastras found some variation or differences which were not suitable or fitting into the sutras of Panini. Panini simply wrote the sutras without any explanation, without any examples. So Katyayana tried to add or explain some differences or some variations on the sutras of Panini. He added some what we call rules of omission and commission. It is called Vartikas in our grammatical tradition. Vartika means the sentences which are used to modify this sutras of Panini at certain cases. Panini wrote 4,000 sutras, but Katyayana commented or found some faults or suggested some variation, some changes only in 1,200 sutras. After 2 centuries. In 3rd century, he suggested some changes on 1,000 sutras, 1,200 sutras, 1,200 sutras, out of 4,000. Whom do you believe? Panini or Katyayana? He is suggesting after 200 years that this should be read like this should not be like this. If you suggest, what do you find? Whom do you believe? So naturally, difference of opinion, doubt comes. Like today we are getting, no, if you talk Sanskrit, people will find some exception, they will say, aha, it is not there, it is also. Because they don't know the whole, they see only the where you can pull. Everybody wants to find the fault, but nobody talks about the truth that is spoken or that is written. So just imagine, after 200 years, you are suggesting something means what? Just like we are telling today, Veda is nothing. Vyakaran is nothing. Sanskrit is nothing. Why should you read Sanskrit? Read English only. Now just look, after 200 years, somebody is suggesting. Whom do you believe? He wrote 4,000 sutras. You have doubt only in 1,200 sutras. That means all the rest sutras you understand, no? You understood? Says 3,800 sutras, or 2,800 sutras. Only 1,002 sutras you could not understand. Mean it is the fault of the grammar of Panini or fault of yours? So naturally the doubt came. That is why came Patanjali in 2nd century BC to give you a complete picture. Look at Panini wrote Ashtadhyayi in 5th century BC. In 2nd century, Patanjali is explaining. The doubt came in 3rd century, and 2nd century he is giving the answer for all those doubts raised or say, raised by Katyayana. He wanted some modification in the sutras. Look at this. After hundreds of years, we are only still explaining what was said before. So he said, don't modify anything. You have understood 3,000 sutras, 2,800 sutras, only 1,000 sutras, there is a problem with you, not with Panini. He tells him, try to understand what is there. Read it completely. The whole text you must read, not one paragraph or one note. If you read the whole text, you will understand the meaning of the text. If you read only one paragraph or one chapter, you will not understand that what this writer says or what the grammar says. So he gives a warning. It is for every language, for every time it is always standing, I give quote always, Vyakhyaanato Vishesha Pratipattihi. It is only by explanation. It is through explanation, readings, we will get the correct knowledge, the true knowledge. Nahi sandhyat alakshanam. Just because I have a doubt, don't say it is wrong. Look at this. How much we know, we comment on everybody. We don't know Sanskrit, we comment on Sanskrit. We don't know Tamil, we will comment on Tamil. We don't know English, somebody who doesn't know English, he will say, what is there in English? Let us not reject things without understanding, reading things. This was the basic mantra of Patanjali, who gave that. Even Panini wrote 5th century, some 200 years before, 300 years before. He is establishing that what he has said is still correct. It is logical. What he found, he doesn't know who is Panini, but still he says, he is a Panini, he is a great tapasvi. He obtained all that we know today. It is because of Patanjali. So this is called, that's why, Trimuni Vyakaranam. Only Panini's grammar is known as Trimuni Vyakaranam because it is a combination of 3 munis. So Panini wrote the sutras. He is called Sutrakara. Katyayana added some sentences of modification. It is called Vartika. He is called Vartikakara. And Patanjali combined both Sutra and Vartika and explained in detail in the form of dialogue. Why not this word? Why that word? For everything will come when we read Mahavashya also in due course whenever time permits. So that's why Patanjali's Bhashya is only called Mahabhashya. In Sanskrit, in all Shastras, Nyaya, Mimamsa, Vedanta, you get Bhashyas. Sankara Bhashya, Vachayana Bhashya, Bhadrayana, all these Bhashyas are there. But only grammar, Patanjali's grammar, Patanjali's Bhashya is called Mahabhashya. Why? Why it is only called Mahabhashya? First, he wrote in 2nd century BC, first Bhashya to explain the original text. So we'll come to, but know just that these are called the Trimuni Vyakarana. We'll come.
May I ask one question?
Please.
In the light of what has been explained, so the work
Yes.
that Katyan did, it was kind of a
Katyan.
detraction. It was not explaining anything. So why do we recognize him as one of the 3 munis?
No,
Because he
Katyayana
did
is
not
recognized.
understand.
No. Panini, Katyayana and Patanjali make Trimuni Vyakaranam, not Bhartruhari. Bhartru is very later in 7th century AD who made the philosophy of grammar. But these 3 are linked because Panini wrote the sutras. Katyayana only showed the defects, no? He
But they are
suggested
not the
modi-
actual, since they were not actual defects. then
Exactly.
maybe
That is what
so
Patanjali
then
said.
why
Why
do we
Patanjali came into
recognize him?
picture, unless you know the fact correctly and completely, don't question. Don't say asandeha. See, if you don't understand, don't say it is wrong. Try to ask or find out what is the explanation if they are in later stages. So Patanjali gives you the openness that you go for explanation. Verify with every fact, not just one example somebody gives. Unless you take the data in a lot, you cannot find out whether it is right or wrong. Just because you know one word of Sanskrit, you don't understand, you say it is wrong. So any language we are using words and sentences. But what is the coordination among them? How they are called words, how they are called sentences, how they are called, all these things, what we use, we do not understand. But still we say, okay, Sanskrit is not good, or English is not good, or Tamil is not good. What you don't understand, you say it is not good. So if students do not take the subject on their appreciation through their value or potential. They simply take which is convenient to score mark. People read Sanskrit only to score marks. But English is written as it is. So the idea is that let us understand that what is happening in India is because it is a multilingual country. So there is a push and pull and fighting always. What is good, what is bad. So we do not understand what is the right. Which is the right? What is right? So this Panini's grammar only tells about the right thing. What is right? How many sentences we use? How many words are there? We are going to see. That is what somebody gave question, no? I think Subra also. What is fact? We have to verify. How far the fact is correct? You have to verify. We are reading only not to study Sanskrit or to learn any language. Only we want to verify whatever we know, how far you accept it, why you accept. Somebody told you. How you make the difference. You must know, you must verify yourself. So know about yourself, know about your own language, then you talk about others. That is our basic philosophy of Vedanta. Atma Jnana. First you know who are you, then you talk about others. First you know what is your language. Then you understand, then try to compare. So the idea is to bring in you or self as well as the what you call the Jiva Paramatma. So what is the Paramatma for us is Panini is the Param, because whatever we know, we can link, we can explain. Whatever he has given, we will be able to explain. What is subject? It is not defined properly. If you look at our Indian languages, our Russian friend is there, he will tell us, in Indian languages, we use only one word, karta. One word we know is karta. Whereas in Sanskrit and in English, it is two words are used, subject and agent. What is correct? Why subject, why agent? Because we are conversant with Indian language and in English in other hand, no, because we are always giving English as the meaning, then only we are translating our languages to show that, oh, it has the same meaning. Is it that we have taken from English or we have it and we are trying to just compare to understand that? We are giving the meaning of English to compare only to understand what we say, what all of us will say. So English is a medium, all languages are a medium, but what is the difference between that medium and our medium? We all use one word, karta, for subject. Whereas English uses subject and agent. Why? Who is right? That also will be, so I told you, Asandehar, whatever we are using, we do not know how far it is true. So we use subject and agent, immediately we will say subject agent, but you will never say karta. So our object is, it is not subject verb, it is more karta and kriya. We have different terms. So that is what we are to come to make understand what is right, what is wrong, how far it is right, how far it is correct. So Panini does not give anything extra. He only talks the language spoken by the people. Okay, so what is where I'm just gave this because the sentences we had in our mind, we have the three types groups I gave you. First two sets represent one, whereas the last three represent three only. To say that, once I told in a meeting, it is a thing, you know, in linguistics, everybody knows Chomsky because he made some revolution, the generative grammar, transpersonal grammar, all that theory is developed. He is the man behind it. So in his first article in 1920, or when he was age of 20, he wrote one article. What do you know when you know a language? You say, I know my language. What do you know? Nobody can tell. So he started talking. Okay, this is what. If you get the answer, so till now it is going on. Theories are changing, theories are developed by different people, not by Chomsky alone. But still, it has not come to an end. We'll give a story in Patanjali. Nantam Jagama. They did not come to an end. They could not. So there is not a complete grammar in English so far. Why? It is not understood still completely. There is some gap. There is some missing. Whereas Panini's grammar is the only complete grammar. All that sentences we have taken from our languages, including Sanskrit, can be explained only by Panini. For Panini, how many speakers are there in a language? Please remember, he has only written in Sanskrit, but he has never said it is only for Sanskrit. According to him, how many speakers are there in a language? For a grammarian, it is only how many? Only 3 persons. We are saying no, first person, second person. But for us, it is Purusha. We say Purusha, it is person, it is only translation. First time, 5th century BC, our grammarian has established there are only 3 speakers in a language. You do not know what you know, but Pani tells, yes, you know it. There are only 3. You are using only 3, making the rest the infinite. As you know, so infinite is always within our control, provided we know the basics. We can understand the whole thing. So grammar is only to give the rules, the divisions, the classifications, etc. That's why Vyakriyante Shabdaha. Unless you analyze yourself, you do not know what you are doing and how far it is true. You make mistake because you say no homework or the analysis is not correct. The scientist what is doing, if the result is not proper, immediately goes back again change. So grammarians always do like that. That's why linguistic theories are changing. But for Panini, he has set the method, rules. For all types of doubts in a language, all types of formations in a language, not in Sanskrit alone, can be explained with rules. So he has given the called Siddhanta. For Sanskrit text, we have the Siddhantas, which are different from hypotheses. We don't have hypothesis. It has been established. Facts. So that gives the grammar, then linguistics. So this is linguistics. Linguistic scope is to understand any language. Whereas grammar was first written for a particular language. But Panini's grammar was written for more than Sanskrit. That's why it is compared with linguistics, because linguistics is about a language, knowing about a language. Any language. That's why anybody reads linguistics now for any language without reading the grammar of the language. You know linguistics without knowing the grammar of your own language. People talk linguistics. They leave grammar, go to linguistics. But without grammar, how can you go to linguistics? If linguistics gives something, you fail when the grammar you read, grammar tells something. Because grammars are more to the language, the heart of the language. We call it soul of the language, Atma. It is the soul of, so every language has a grammar. There is no language without grammar, the Vyakarana. That gives the parallel with linguistics and grammar. Linguistics is open for all, but grammar is for a particular language. But exceptionally, Panini's grammar is not for Sanskrit, it is for any language as we believe. How far it is, to what extent, it is our goal is to Paninian linguistics to make you understand that how much it is linguistic, how much it is universal, to what extent. Whether you can call it universal or not. It is all our understanding. To develop that, we must know what is universal. And why Panini did it. So why he is referred only in linguistics. So look at these 3 types of sentences, work out, find out any sentence beyond this in any language. Then only we can say there are only 3 persons. Then we can say what is the difference between karta and kriya. Why do you use noun and verb? What are the minimum requirements? Sentence can be long, sentence can be... So what is the basic unit of a sentence? What is a vakya? Who defines it? How is to be defined? How to define? So what is the difference between sound, word, sentence? Unless we know this, you cannot say. So, Sabda Shastra, it is called Sabda Anusasana. Sabda Shastra means not just for sound. Sabda is not only sound. For us, it is everything. Sound, word, sentence, and meaning. So, Sabdartha is one for us. They are not separable. So, whether it is a sound, individual sound, whether it is a word, whether it is a sentence, they are all connected through meaning. So you cannot just work out one without the other. One more difference I will tell between linguistic grammar. Linguistics, they study only one aspect of the language. If you are a phonetician, talks of sounds, they do not talk of sentence. They do not know about morphology or the word structure. They say, I am expert only in phone. So how can you then talk about the language? For us, grammar is a complete unit. Complete. Unless you know all the four, you cannot link them. You cannot know who is coming from where. So the analysis, you must know the basic issues, the basic points, how you start with, what are the categories. That is why classification is very important in science. Unless you classify data, you cannot make any statement, any definition. So we'll see how Panini classified. Classification of sounds, classification of words, classification of sentences, all are there very clearly explained, defined by Panini in his sutras only in a code form. He has not explained anything, only in coding. He has how in one or two words he has explained everything. So that is what we have to know as a in student of language. We must know what Panini did for languages, why he is only referred as a linguist, including Chomsky. So that is all our idea is to find out the link between the two and how much Panini did. So that is what our aim is to first. But I would like to give you one more, that is what we will have. My idea is that let us tomorrow, I will give you the history of Sanskrit grammar or Panini grammar. And at the same time, we should know also the history of linguistics. How linguistics developed, which is called now modern linguistics, and how they are comparable. On what basis we can compare them. Why Paninian linguistics is, we should know the Panini, its history, and also our history of Vyakarana or the grammar, and we should know also the history of linguistics, how they are, we should take them parallel so that we can know that how linguistics has achieved and how our grammar or tradition has achieved. We say more advanced today. If you study linguistics, you feel more advanced and smart. If you study Vyakarana, then you just put your hand saying, they know so many things, we don't know anything. But it is other way. Our class is to tell you, you are other way. You know more than linguistics. How far, to what extent, that we should show that how Panini makes you more strong and smart. If you understand the word karta, if you understand the word vati sabda, then I hope you will understand that we know more than that. Okay, so that will come. Every word that we are using are defined in certain way. That everything we have to take together to make understand that how it is a complete grammar, how it is perfect, how it is scientific. Vyakriyantes of how sentences are analyzed, how words are analyzed, how sounds are analyzed, or analysis is done by one person in the form of only sutras. So that will be the main object. So I would like to introduce possible, I think, shall we proceed? Shall we start with? So just look at this. I think, Deepa, can you show that the first concept of grammar or the concept of language, the word Vyakarana actually is first mentioned as a part of 6 Angas. That is, there are 6 ancillary texts for Veda. It is a Vedic science. Why it is Vedic? Go to the next. Tushta Sabdaha. Those who have not got the books, try to get that book Deepa will send you the contact. The books are now available, for which we are taking the text back. That is Paninian Linguistics by P.S. Subramaniam. We'll keep it always, everyone keeps, then you will understand everything is there. What means here? This is the Vedic concept. What is a language? The concept of grammar, though Vyakarana, came as a ancillary text of, it is called Vedanga. Veda, to understand Veda, we have 6 sciences. The 6 branches of knowledge are very important. They are called Sadangas. Shiksha, which gives you phonetics, talks about phonetics, Shiksha. Kalpa, about the rituals. Vyakarana, actually the analysis of the language, words, sentence, etc. Chandas, mean the meter, because all the Vedic mantras are in meter, metrical. That's why Veda is referred to as Chandas. Panini used the word Chandas only, Bahulam Chandasi. We'll see. So Chandas, so it is called Veda because it is metrical. That's why it's called Bahulam Chandas. Then you have Jyotisha. Jyotisha, astronomy. See now, anything that happens today or even earlier, we find the change. How does the change takes place? Anytime, anywhere. All the changes that we find in any science, it is restricted to time and space. Anything you do, you start with a good time. Anything you make, first you plan. What do you plan? So how much time you need, how much space you need, everything is always planned. It is your time and space that keeps you within a particular frame so that you are able to think correctly. So always once you think within this, then you cannot go beyond that. So you find comfortable, happy. So that is what the 6 angas. So one is Shiksha, phonetics, Kalpa, rituals, Vyakarana, analysis of the language, whatever language we use, whether it is in Shiksha, whether it is in EA. Then you get this Chandas, the meters. Then you get Jyotisha, actually about the astronomy, not astrology. It is all time that is important for any work. Anything you do, you have to find out a good time or how much time. So time is, so astronomy talks about the time. And you have the Nirukta, what we call the science of etymology. So any word you know, how do you get that meaning? So we always look for the source from where it came. What is the beginning? You say na Vyakarana. How do you get this word Vyakarana? Is it just used by Panini? It is used before. It is a Anga, Vedanga. It is an ancillary text for studying Veda. But it is first used in as a 6 Angas. It is first mentioned in the Gopatha Brahmana. When you read the book, you will get the details. I am just explaining. So concept of Vyakarana as a part of the Veda. If you read Vyakarana, you can read Veda, you can read your own language also. That is what the advantage of Panini Vyakarana, both historical and modern. When you come to linguistics, I will explain. So another thing is that whenever it is a Vyakarana, so Nirukta is etymology of words. How do you get the root of the word? So these are the 6 branches which are used. And why you need all this? Because whenever you pronounce, now we say, no, you should pronounce properly, Ucharana. If we don't understand, listen properly, we do not understand the meaning of a word. And whatever we are using, we are always using our pre-thought is there. First you think, then you speak. No, according to our tradition, according to grammar, the sentence is first. The sound is the last. Ucharana comes at the end. Before that, sentence is very well judged, clarified. Then only. That's why Vitarkita Pura Buddhya we will get in Bhartrvari. I will tell you later. So this is what first our object I told you other day. First meaning, first sentence, then sound comes into for the spoken, for the speaking. In other way, reverse is in linguistics. They start with sound, start to get the meaning. That is why there is a you know big gap between linguistics and grammar. Though grammar is written completely in complete form, linguistics is not complete because they have not taken meaning as the base or the main criteria. Now these are all there unless there is a meaning. Now how to get the correct meaning? It must be pronounced properly, and it must be used with a proper word. See, what we are looking at grammatical means in Sanskrit, it is said by Patanjali says, sadhu sabda nishevanam. Sadhu means correct. Correct means grammatically correct. Any word we are using, we will be able to explain. So anything that can be explained is grammatical. So Vyakarana is more aimed at explaining the construct of the word, the structure of the word, the structure of sentence. Then only say this is complete. Because there is nothing that you cannot explain in grammar. But that is not the case in linguistics. Many things are not explained. They are still in doubt. So this is the sabda. If you get this, this is from Veda. Dushta sabda. Dushta means which is infected or which is faulty. So we do not know what is sadhu and why you say it is sadhu. That means other is asadhu. What is asadhu? Which is ungrammatical. That's why it's called dushta sabda. Dushta means dusdhatu means dushyati, which find out the dosha. Dushta means here infected. To asadhu. Sorata varnatova. Whether you write or whether you speak. If a dushta sabda is used, or you make a mistake, either by swara, by ucharana, or varna, by writing. And mithya prayukta, if you do not know the meaning of the word, you can use anywhere you like, no? So that will, distract your objective. Mithya prayukta, na tadartham aha, and the meaning is not understood. If you eat a word whose meaning is not known to you, how can you make others to understand? So, and sa bag vajra, and it is just like a bag vajra. Vajra, thunder. If you do like this, what happens? Like vajra, thunder hits you. Yajamanam hinasti. He kills the yajamana. See, this is the basic idea. So who is yajamana? Suppose a teacher is yajaman, no? He is teaching. Yajaman means he is listening, no? And who is teaching and who is listening? If there is no coordination, if you don't know the meaning of words, if you do not know the proper words to charana, sa bhag vajra yajamanang hinasti. How? Yathendra satru. Yatha means just like, always. It is always upama bhaj. It is always yatha sakti, tatha raja, tatha praja. Yathendra indra satru. So there is a word indra satru used in the Veda. So Yathendra satru, sarato parada. Because of the mistake of pronunciation of accent of the word Indra Satru, he was killed. Indra Satru. So here the remains whether Indra Satru means what? This is Sanskrit samasa. So maybe samasa are ambiguous in many ways. Indra Satru has two meanings. That is what when we will come to some other. But this is what I am showing, that how the concept of language, dushta sabdaha. So there is dushta sabdaha, there is adushta means sadhu. So first in the Veda, the concept of sabda as dushta and adushta, the sadhu and asadhu concept was very much present. And the sabda was used in two, that is swara and varna. Swara here means ucharana. So whatever language we use, either you speak or you write. So that both written and spoken were taken care of. So concept of language is both spoken and written, not just written or just spoken. And if it is used, it must be used properly. Mithya prayukta. How do you know it is mithya? Because now you don't get that meaning. Whatever you say, if the meaning is not there, will you call it a language? So anything that is spoken must have a meaning. So meaning was the primary factor, that in a language, when you communicate something, it must have, so you must speak the correct word, sadhu sabda, And it must be sadhu both in pronunciation, in speaking, spoken as well as in written. Varnatova. And it should not be meaningless. Mithya prayukta na tadarthamaha. And it becomes like a bag vajra. It will kill you. It kills the yajamana for whom you are teaching or for whom you are or who is learning. Yajamana. And the example he gives you in the Veda, Indra Satru has two meanings. So true one is Indrasya Satru, one who is the enemy of Indra. So you have Sashti Vibhakti, it is called Sashti Samasa, Indrasya Satru, it is called Tatpurusa Samasa. Will be coming when we come to Samasa. Otherwise, another meaning is whose enemy is Indra. So you get this is called, we call it Bahubri. So far you just know that the concept of compound did not exist in any grammar of the world. How do you know? All the grammars written today, particularly linguistics, whatever analysis is made, when they come to compound, they used only Bahubri Tatpurusha. There is no word for English for Bahubri. Except the concept of samasa, classification of samasa is only Paninian. Only Panini did. That we will go to see that what is ours, how it is powerful. So, yet Indra Satru, so how do you distinguish? So it is used as one word. So in Veda, the specific importance is the swaras. We call the accents. Here swara means the spoken, but the swara also means accents. So only Vedic language has the accents. The earliest accent, earliest literature of Sanskrit is the earliest language of the world because accent was not there in any language. That's why it was taken as the most ancient language in the world. This accent swara is very prominent, very much clear in the Vedic language, in the Vedic mantras. So to distinguish between these, they used to use the mantras, these accents. If it is Adi Udat, so there are three swaras used in the Vedic language, Udatta, Anudatta and Swarita. We will be also talking, Panini has talked about that. That also we will be explaining. So what is happening? Why do we need the swara? Because it is swara that makes the difference, not always the structure. So if it is first, if you want to give the meaning of, if you want to emphasize Indra as the enemy, then you have to give emphasis on the word Indra. So first, if Indra is accented, it means the meaning Indra is the enemy of somebody. That we say Vrutra, there come the demon. If it is given accented the last word Shatru, then it means Indrasya Shatru, the enemy of Indra. So there is a click that when you use this, so what happened? Because of using Indra Shatru properly by accent, the person who wanted to kill Indra got killed. Instead of saying Indra is the Shatru of whom, he said Indra Shatru means I am the Shatru of Indra, no? So it came to be, so the Shatru was killed. So the idea is that the accent makes a lot of difference. Though there are accents now in many languages, we have in French also, it is first Vedic that gave us that to understand the meaning of a language, so you must know the correct words, you must pronounce properly, you must write properly, and it should be meaningful. And if you don't do that, so it kills you. It keeps you out. If you don't perform properly, you are out of the interview, you are not selected. Why you are not selected? Because you don't know what to speak and how to speak. So the problem comes only unless you know the knowledge which we have completely, perfectly, we cannot get success. So that is also, I will end with this one word that is by Patanjali. You must learn this Patanjali. Why Patanjali only gave the direction? Ekaha sabdaha, one word, samyak jnataha, must be known properly means where it comes from, what are the forms, how many meanings it has. So eka sabdaha, samyak jnataha, known properly. and suprayukta. When you apply, you should think where you should apply, what to apply. Suprayukta. One is obtaining the knowledge about the word and its application. If you don't know the proper place, the application of proper place and proper time, we fail. Anything you do, everything depends upon your words, language. Your life is controlled by your language. Ekah sabdah samyak gyatah suprayuktah swarge loke cha, whether in this world or in the other world, wherever you go. Kamadhuk bhavati. Kamadhuk means it yields results every time. Kamadhuk gives you whatever you want. If you can speak properly, you become a great news reader. You can earn as much you want, even without knowing the language. If your voice is good, you are the best news reader, whether you know the language or not. So there is a positive things. That is what Patanjali gave you, or gave us. Ekah sabdah sammagyatah suprayuktah swarge loke cha kamadubhe bhavati. This will be our basic principle, basic mantra. What is samyagyatah? What is suprayukta? How Panini has made us possible to understand that, and how Patanjali gave us the direction how to go about it. So let us wait for the next class. So see that how grammar to be explained, what is history of grammar. I will complete by next, and you should know also the history of linguistics, how linguistics developed, how it wanted to surpass the grammar, and how it has again come back or coming back. We are all are waiting now for Paninis to know what Panini did with this particular concept, like what is karta, what is shabda, what is vakya, what is artha. It is all there in our Paninian tradition. We will try to make understand, first know ourselves, then we can compare whether it is right or wrong. But without knowing our own thing, we try to praise thing, we try to highlight or say, in so many ways, oh, waste. Don't praise anybody unless you understand yourself. Because unless we know, anybody talks, we say, yes, very nice. Don't say it is nice. I am talking what I have my experience and my limited knowledge. Those who want, verify. Let us verify, check, find. Never have fear that you should have any wrong idea. Anybody can have question. Think before you question. Look at this, verify, and send me the question so that we'll try to answer it. Now we'll actually whatever we will do is we'll close the class now. But those who are interested for a few seconds or few minutes, we can have some interaction, any question answer.
So we can continue, sir. I'll stay on till they discuss. I just wanted to welcome Shri Amrut ji, who has joined us from Boston. Amrut ji, if you can change your display name to your name, that'll be great. And if you could also introduce yourselves to the class, please. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll change my display name next time.
Okay.
Namaste. My name is Amriteshwar. I'm from Boston. Thank you for conducting this course. I just joined today, so thank you. Namaste.
Thanks. Yeah. Next, anybody want to have? See, this is something that I have planned. We should go know things in its proper form, in its proper perspective. We should move. So syllabus will be decided every week according to our need, right? Whatever we are doing is because we are not going for any exam. Then we should complete this portion, that portion. We will take language as a whole and how grammar is the instrument to make us understand our own language, and how this linguistics and grammar as a science go together, to what extent. That will be our main objective. So anybody can ask freely, check with your language, find out whether it is right or wrong, add something new. We'll see if there is anything new. Why only Panini should be followed? Not necessarily. So let us see what is new. Can we find a new? We can say, oh, Panini left this. Some people say. But always we should think two things we should remember. No, Vyakhyana to Vishesha Pratipatti no Sandhyata. So before you ask, you have to whether is a doubt or not, verify with the facts. Yes, anybody can have one more two questions we can take. Please, about today's lecture or yesterday's lectures or last lectures, we should have a correlation, what is said and how much is said, how much makes you understand. Anybody has any doubt, any question? Because we must understand, share our knowledge. If you don't understand, then what is the use of contacting this? Are you just able to understand what is going or what is happening? How we are trying to bring together the grammar and linguistics, including Panini's, what Panini did for us, how far it is relevant even today. That is all our aim is to make understand that any language we know, Panini can help us to understand it to the maximum knowledge we have. We'll try to. Anybody else, please? Yes, खरे जी, राजीव प्रकाश खरे जी, आप तो नया है ना? Yes, anybody? Oh, he has left. Oh, Bhaskar. Yes, anybody, please? Our
Sir,
Russian friend. Oh, yes, Mandavi, please tell.
Sir, I just want to ask you, when
Yeah.
we were talking about those 6 angas that we need to know so that we can understand
Yeah.
Vedas, first one was your Siksha,
Yes.
and second one was your Kalpa.
Kalpa, Vyakarana.
What then Vyakarana, sir, and then fourth one was Jyotish, Chand, then Jyotish, and then Nirukta. So, what is the meaning of Siksha and Kalp? If you can repeat it again, sir.
Yes, Siksha, as you know, Panini has classified sounds now, but he
Okay,
has
sir.
not written in sutra form. He has
Okay,
only hinted what is Savarna, what is Ku. Ku means Kavarga, like that. He has made sutras. But the sounds were already classified before him. So, Siksha and Pratisakyas, there are two types of text available in Sanskrit which talk about the production of sound, the source of sounds, their classifications, their variations. All these things are, if you have a Paniniya Siksha, one text is there. So there are so many Sikshas. According to each branch, there is a Siksha text. How to pronounce Rig Veda mantra, how to pronounce Yajurveda mantra. So each Veda also has one Siksha. Because different texts are pronounced differently. But everybody was giving importance to pronunciation. Ucharana. But everything were now represented, we find in the Siksha text. So Siksha tells about the sound system. How many sounds you use, how you use them, what is the difference between them. All these things were already done before him. That's why he only made rules to make you understand how many sounds, how they join together, when do they join together. It is only, he is only telling the combination, systematizing. He made a system of sound. Sounds analysis were already done. So that was, he was lucky. Okay. So that is why Siksha was done. The Siksha text and Pratisakya. There are two types of text. Pratisakyas are around 68 texts are there. Siksha text also for every branch of Veda and Brahmana, you have separate Sikshas because they were pronounced differently. So Siksha was very prominent. Pronunciation was very important. That's why Shoratava, Varnatava was given importance for the understanding of any language, not only Sanskrit or Veda. So this was the importance that was given. That's why separate texts were produced. This Kalpa comes to actually whenever we are doing some, what we call them sacrifice, actually Yajna. So when you are offering something, Yajna means what? Not that just putting ghee and other things. Yajna can be anything that you offer, whether it is prayer or whether it is ghee or something else. But when you do this, anytime you prayer or fix a time. Wherever you like, you can do prayer. So to get the correct result, so for everything we do, we fix a time as well as the place where you should do. You study at home or go to school or go to a college or go to a teacher. It is option. But important is when do you go and where do you go. Time and space always make an important factor in understanding our language. What you read and when you read. Now all we are reading grammar. Now you will feel, what is there? Why should you read now?
Yes, sir.
So that is how we should seek. Kalpa tells about how to do the thing and when and where.
Okay, sir.
That's why the yajnas were performed according to the time and space. So Kalpa takes care of that aspect. How many times, what is a time? Actually, for your kind, if you know that if first time was studied in Sulva Sutra, sorry, in this actually Kalpa, because first Bodhayana Sulva Sutra tells you how to make altar. We call Vedi, no? When you offer something, you make a Vedi previously and traditionally. How to make it? If you know this, so actually the trigonometry is known according to us, it is geometry, no? Geometry means coming from Sanskrit, jya-miti. Geo, jya. Metric, miti. Miti means parimana, measurement. So measuring the ground. So first measurement was made in Bodhayana Sulva Sutra, which explained how to make an altar. So all our Sulva Sutras were written not to teach anything to anybody else. How to perform yajna or sacrifice in a proper manner. Everything was regulated through time and space. That's why mathematics is supposed to be the land of India, where the counting, the measurement started with Bodhayana Sulva Sutra when just we don't have a fixed limit of that time. So time is, if you read the history of Sanskrit literature, history of Vedic literature, we will come to know. So the concept of this was for, so that's why Kalpa, though we see, okay, yajna karo, ye sab alag baat hai. Scientifically, logically, Kalpa means to perform your duties or anything you want, you must perform in proper time, in proper place. If you sit properly in a proper place, you may something benefit. But that we do not bother. Anywhere we sit, anything we speak, anywhere we can speak. But that is not the real life. To get something, you must be regulated. So because nature is there. Without nature, we are nothing. So time is very important. Unless you do it proper time, you don't get the things, the proper result. That's why, particularly in South, they are very particular about the Rahu Kala. So we do not know in other parts. In South, you have Rahu Kala, means they will not do anything. Why? Because that means time. Unless you do it proper time, so you have a fear. Oh, it may go wrong. So nobody attempts to do things. So that is what the Kalpa is. And other things, anybody has doubt also, I will explain. Again, Vyakarana, as I told you, it is the analysis of the language that is spoken. And as Kalpa, Vyakarana, Chanda is actually about the meters.
Meters, yes.
Right? And Sanskrit is full. We have Chanda Sastra by Kapila. Chanda Sastra by... our Chanda is written by, no? Yes. Famous, very famous name.
Pingalacharya.
Yes?
Pingalacharya.
Pingala, yes. So Pingalacharya, Chandasas, thank you for giving. So wait, sometimes you remember, no, because they are out of grammar. Names doesn't come. So Chandasastra you read, it is fully Vedic, it is more grammatical. And for your information, the Chandasastra, the first Shastra, where the binary relations, binary system is introduced in Chandas. If you read, there are so many texts written now on Chanda Sastra in English also, and shown that binary relations or binary constructions are first.
So these binary constructions, as we find in Bloomfield's IC analysis.
Exactly. We will come to that. Exactly. That you are going to see. Even Panini also has done, though he has not given you graph.
Okay, sir.
But he has told in terms of binary only. Right? That is what idea is, to relate. Whatever we know and what is said, we must relate. Then we will be understanding why we should read Panini. Okay? Because Patanjali has said, Pradhanancha Satsu Angeshu Vyakarana. Because why should read Vyakarana? Because it is Pradhana, Mukhyam. Mukham Vyakaranam Proktam. Because if you read your grammar, you can read any subject.
Yes, sir.
Any Shastra. And if we little extend now, we can read any language. We can analyze any language.
Yes, sir.
That how much we can do, it depends upon us. So that is why everybody should be very, very, conscious that whatever we say, we must understand and we must clarify ourselves. Don't say, I do not know. Anybody speaks, you will be able to defend that what is said is correct.
Yes, sir.
And how it is correct also we can prove with our own language. Whatever you know your language, try to apply every time. Find out new things so that you will be happy. If there is more than 3 sentences, you try to take it out. If there is more than karta and kriya, you can also come. So let us see how a system is built and explained. Otherwise, unless you build a thing in a proper manner, you cannot give a akshana, a definition. So if you go to Panini, you get for everything there is a definition that you do not get in the linguistic theories. There is no definition.
Yes.
Whatever definition they make, they go on changing.
Yes, sir. Yes.
But Panini's definition has not changed. Why? We should know. Why you cannot change? You are advanced PhD, MBA, electrical engineer, artist, architect, all are here. No, scientist. Why we cannot? That is why it is a understanding that how our system was so perfect. Why we cannot change? Think. But we must change within its, orbit. That we say we should be a limit. We should have a scope. We should have a limit. Within the grammar means the structure of the language. That is come the structure. Where is the structure? Now it is his style also. If you see, go to this Google and ask for Paninian linguistics. You will get one article is written by, it is from, what is that? Wikipedia. Wikipedia. You will get Panini as an architect by Kipaski. Panini as a linguist by Kipaski. You will find that what is an architect? Why he has become architect? Did he build a temple? Even the temple is built with his grammar only. No, the Saivagamas are written in grammar with grammatical rules. All the Sanskrit texts are written in with his grammar only. So there is no second grammar. So he has remained Aditya. Why? You can become Ditya. No, let us hope. If anybody can become Ditya to Panini, let us find out how much we know and how much we understand. That is our goal, is to understand our own knowledge, own tradition, own culture. That is the only thing that is all for which this course is introduced. So I felt that we should share and people should know the truth. Don't talk against any language.
Yes, sir.
We should fight. Nobody should talk against any language.
Language, yes, sir.
Unless we understand, we cannot say this language is wrong or that. You do not learn, but don't go against it.
Yes, sir.
It means you are going against somebody. We say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Why you should hate a language? So let us make that our object is to know ourselves and defend our tradition, defend our knowledge system, ancient knowledge system, how it is logical and scientific. So then with this, let us hope we'll meet tomorrow. Okay, you can have your doubts, try to think. So that thank you, see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Namaste, sir. Thank you, sir.
Namaste. Thank you. Try to summarize and we'll see tomorrow. Okay? Thank you.